Tracy interview, fearcast.net. 3, 2, 1. Hi, this is Clyde with Fearcast, and I'm at Tokyo in Tulsa at the downtown Doubletree in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We're in our 3rd year at Tokyo in Tulsa here, and we're sitting with Jill Tracy, who has been kind enough to be our musical guest this year. Is that right?
That's right.
And we've got her new album, The Bittersweet Constrain, as well as several of others. Jill, tell us just a little bit about, like, if I had to say it in a nutshell, like if I had to find your CD in a store, what section? How can we describe your music?
Well, it's usually, in the ubiquitous alternative section.
The alternative section.
Yeah, but which is, kind of meaningless these days.
All right, if we were in a really super cool record store that you got to write the titles for, what's your music?
I don't think there is really. It would be under Jill Tracy.
It's the Jill Tracy stuff?
Yes, I do have my price card there. The music it's kind of, genre defiant, which I love. This is just really authentically me doing what I do. I'm a piano player, a singer, very influenced by old film score composers, which could be, classic horror movies, classical music, Indian music. So the music itself is quite cinematic and dark and elegant and really posed to transport the listener into another place.
I love it. And you were here last night with the Ghost Project.
Yes.
Is that correct? And that's the other two gentlemen down the way there. And that's very improvisational on top of exactly what you just described, right?
Right.
And so how did that come about? Was that you just knew these people or what?
No, I met the violinist Paul Mercer, who now plays with me exclusively, and the Ghost Project is his band. And we both found that we approach music in a very similar way. We almost channel music, where we don't read or write music. We pretty much intuit it. And so when we get together, it is a lot of improvisation and just composing on the spot. That's what you're going to see tonight at the musical seance.
Right, and that's going to be at 8 o'clock for anyone who's here at Tokyo and Tulsa. 8 o'clock on Saturday, the 19th. There will be a musical seance with Jill Tracy. Now, you told me just now, you said you don't read or write music?
No.
Don't at all?
No. When I was a child, I took some piano lessons and hated it. I'm very proud of that fact now that I've just learned to intuit it. And, that's how the musical seance came about, is Paul and I found that we can take objects, and we ask the audience now to bring in objects that are significant to them in their lives, and we channel the energy from the objects, from the environment, from the story behind the objects, and compose music for the audience during the seance. So it's a very moving, personal show, and every night is different because it's what the audience brings to the show that drives the show.
But you mentioned that you did take some piano lessons, but I mean you didn't learn to read very well, but you've been doing piano.
I was 7 years old, so I took some piano lessons, and I hated it because it was very confining, I was wanting to compose my own music as a child, and then they were wanting you to just the exercises and only play classical music and train you to be this kind of cookie-cutter classical musician, and that just wasn't, even at that young age, I knew that's not what I wanted to do. So I took piano for, maybe a year and a half, and then I quit, hated it, went away from it for, several years, and then came back to it on my own and started writing.
So you had no other training, you just taught yourself from there?
No other training.
That's amazing. That is, just for those of you who aren't around and don't know, the thing that impacted me the most, last night we heard Paint It Black, and apparently I found out later this was tossed completely off the cuff. And I gotta say, it's the most amazing version of Paint It Black I've ever heard, and I would, if I were to play it on any instrument I play, I would need some music to help me out, and that was just all right there. Ooh, that's Paint It Black.
It's all right there. And that's actually a track, you can download that. It's called Variations on Paint It Black.
Okay. And if we were to find that, where would we find that on the internet?
On iTunes. That's definitely digital.
Do you have a website, though?
Oh, yeah, JillTracy.com.
Well, that's easy. JillTracy.com, Facebook, Twitter, anything like that?
Twitter is Jill Tracy Music, and YouTube channel is Jill Tracy Music, as well as MySpace. So, yeah.
Very nice. And we'd love to have you back. I hope maybe I'll just put a bug in your here. You need to come back whenever you can.
It was really fun.
Is this your first convention? Have you done conventions before like this?
Done a lot of different conventions. This is my first anime convention, my first time in Tulsa.
Oh yeah, well, welcome to Tulsa. We brought you some extra heat just in case you needed it. One
I'm
last
from San
question.
Francisco, so I'm not used to the humidity or the
Very
heat.
foggy. One last question for you. We do Fearcast is all about horror movies, and I used to describe the concept of the show as things that I enjoy because it's a bit more than horror, and it's very, like your music, it's very ethereal, very gothy kind of, and it all seems to fit if you understand. Now, what was the last horror movie though that you've seen? Have you seen any horror movies recently?
The last, not anything new recently.
That's kind of
The last horror movie that I watched, I'm trying to think,
one that just really impacted you.
it was like White Zombie or something.
White Zombie with Bela Lugosi?
Yeah, it was Bela Lugosi. Because I was given a DVD, a Bela Lugosi collector's edition, and I was sitting in bed watching White Zombie. So that was
Is that more the
fun.
speed? Is that more the speed of movies that you watch, not the slashers or anything like Bela Lugosi universe and stuff?
Yeah, and then Hitchcock, like I really love the noir. I think I love more of the psychological thrillers rather than violent slasher gore type of horror. I kind of love the mystique of the psychological thriller, or there's something just beautiful about the surrealness. Like I love the old Jean Cocteau films. I'm a big, Ray Bradbury was a big influence on me. And so there's something about that more kind of fantastical world that I
Not so much the things that you know, but what you might not know. It's more frightening. It's very cerebral, very.
Right, or what's not shown. Like I'm a huge, Rod Serling was a big influence on me. And I learned with the Twilight Zone it was what you didn't see, or what you didn't know that is a little more frightening than if everything was just in your face. Because I think our imagination is the scariest thing of all. It's just fascinating what we can imagine.
Well, thank you so much for giving us a few minutes of your time. I'm going to try to bring some cameras to the seance and see if we can get a little bit more for the site.
Okay.
And you can check us out at fearcast.net and check Jill Tracy out at jilltracy.com. All right, well, thank you very much. This is Clyde. Jill Tracy, thank you. And 3, 2, 1, and